Hey,
Yo,
what's good?
Gian, what's up, man? Just beat up from this weekend. WonderCon.
Oh, you went to WonderCon too?
I went on Sunday, yeah. Long day.
All
Drive
right.
sucked, but yeah, it's good.
All right, well, let's talk
Let's
about it.
talk about it, definitely.
Hey, guys, you're watching the Best Damn Comic Show, episode 25.
Damn.
Look at that. We hit the big quarter.
That's not counting the other ones.
That's not counting the other ones. I mean, we're probably like at 70 episodes now if we really break it down. But, hey, man, so we went to WonderCon this weekend.
Tired. A lot of walking.
Yeah, you know, I was there on Friday. I went for a few hours, and it was crazy. It was like a lot more people. I used to like WonderCon because I felt like I could get around and I had room to kind of operate.
Right.
And this one, Friday morning, it's 11 o'clock, and everybody took the day off to go to this thing. It's not Comic-Con level claustrophobic yet, but it's...
Well, they're not using the whole floor space as is.
Yeah, the layout's weird because you have a lot of room up against the walls and stuff.
I don't know. They're maybe trying to keep it under control. I mean, you've heard my theory. It's gonna be a flip to where you're gonna see Comic-Con International in LA and WonderCon go to San Diego, because WonderCon is still small enough to where it can grow to where Comic-Con International is just out of control. They just don't have enough room to move, and they're not trying to. I don't think they're trying to build WonderCon too much, because there's room to expand in that hall. I mean, I was both ends. There's like, we can go all the way. But I heard people were there was a different layout this year.
Yeah.
I was talking to some dealers. They're like, yeah, the layout's different. There's a lot more traffic. So maybe that's people were able to move better this year than last year. You know, I heard conflicting, like some guys are saying, well, Friday was really good. Saturday was kind of but then Sunday's good. It's building up.
Well,
then it flipped. Like some people saying Friday was great, then Saturday was. You know, I mean, there was like literally mixed reactions.
I'm sure it depends on where you were at on the floor as well, but
that could be.
You know, I feel like Saturdays have the most people, but they're terrible days to buy stuff.
Because everybody's stuck.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have so many people on top of you, like you don't feel comfortable enough to start rifling through long boxes and whatnot to pick stuff up.
It just feels cramped too. That's what I'm saying. It's like, couldn't you widen the rows a little bit?
Right. But is there any trends that you thought you saw? Like for me, I noticed a lot of Omega Men 3s out. I feel like I noticed more of that than anything else.
You know, I didn't look, because I didn't spend a lot of time in the book section, just because of all the books I've been getting myself. So I'm like, I'm not doing like, oh, I got that. Oh, I got that. But no, I know there was a lot of people buying stuff. I talked to them, they're buying high ticket items.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Omega 3s, I don't know. I mean, there was talk about Lobo getting his own show or making an appearance. So could that be it?
I think if there's a book to spec on right now, that's a solid book, because it's still at a price point where you're not going to break the bank.
Well, remember, the book was hot before when they brought him in the comic continuity. So this book has a history of being here, being here, being here, being here, being all over the place.
Right.
So it's not surprising for the book to be able to grow again, because if it grew once, it'll grow, and it'll grow to a higher proportion than it was the first time around.
And I think we got so much stuff, like you got Crash that's out now. You got the rumors of Lobo and Harley romance creating Crash. You know, I think, and you got Shazam coming out this weekend.
Right.
And my theory is, if Shazam does well, because he's not a mainstream character in the DC universe, Lobo could be the next one up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a good movie if they make one.
But they'll make it.
But if they make that Lobo movie, you're going to see a huge spike on that book.
Oh, definitely.
Before it comes out.
And it's not the pretty Lobo they introduced in the 52 universe.
No.
He's still encapsulated somewhere. Yeah. I mean, we're talking Lobo as we know him.
Right.
Badass Lobo, you know, fragging this with, you know, maybe we'll see the 2 space dolphin that he has. I don't know. But
I mean, I always remember Lobo's back, you know, with the Simon Bisley cover.
Yeah.
You know, that for me is like, that's
iconic
90s,
cover.
Yeah.
That's everybody remembers that cover.
And speaking, now I'm going to transition here, but speaking of 90s characters, we got Rob Liefeld introducing a new character. I mean, how long has it been since he worked for Marvel? Or how long has it been since he introduced a character to the Marvel Universe? It's the 90s or late 80s, right?
Yeah, because once he left. But, I mean, you know, because they killed old Lobo. I mean, old
Oh,
Cable.
Cable, yeah.
Yeah, he's dead, so they introduced the younger Cable. So they probably say, here, let's push this character. I mean, look, that's good for everybody. I mean, it's good for the fans, good for the industry. First, like you said, first appearance. I mean, when was the last time we had a first appearance and a number one?
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be bad at all. I mean, and I guarantee you, it's done probably for the screen, because you gotta remember now Marvel owns these. I mean, Disney owns Fox, therefore Marvel has the rights on all their characters, X-Men, back in their stable. So you know what? Why not introduce new characters? Why not introduce a Major X, where the success of Deadpool, again, the last,
right,
he created Deadpool. I mean, look where Deadpool is now. I mean, granted, you had Madureira help it, and who was it, Joe Kelly, that launched, and you had a bunch of the people working it, but Rob created Deadpool, and you got 2 movies out of it. Well, can we get a Major X movie? Possibilities are there, yeah.
And I think the thing that we're missing here, or maybe not, we're not missing it, is that you touched on it a moment ago. When was the last time Marvel put out a number one introducing a brand new character?
I tell you,
I feel like this means something that.
Well, look, I'll tell you one. It's probably been 7-8 years ago when Disney attempted to buy X-Men and Fantastic Four back from Fox, and Fox said no, and Disney said, okay, cancel Fantastic Four, destroy the X-Men characters, no more New Mutants. So we got at least a 7-8 year drought of mutant characters. This guy's going to be a mutant, of mutant first appearances. So given the fact that we got Marvel's got the rights back, you got the X-Men books looking like old X-Men, we're going to see a bunch of new characters come and play. We're going to see new first appearances. We're going to see, I mean, outside of where you have, because there's a bunch of other first appearances in all their other books, and again, you miss it. It's, look at Immortal Hulk #2.
Right.
Dr. Fry. I mean, we can go down the list. But yeah, this is a good thing. We're going to see new characters. Major X could be the first mutant on a long list of other characters that they already have in play.
And new original characters.
New original,
instead of like reinterpretations of existing characters. Not to say anything bad about.
No, but you need fresh
Amadeus
stuff.
Cho or about Riri Williams, but
no,
this is.
But you need fresh, unique characters,
exactly.
And with the mutant gene, you can do that. With superheroes, you really can't. You have to use the iconic characters to launch new characters,
or come up with like crazy concepts on how they gain their powers.
Exactly. So no, I'm looking forward to, man. I mean, there's so many good things coming in from this buyout. Movies, comics, characters. Be on the lookout. Major X could be the first one of many more to come.
All right. Well, let's get into our picks of the week.
Let's do this. I got no DCs. I was like, I know I'm gonna get I'm gonna get hated for this, but I looked. There's literally no DC, and the one book that was on was, Young Justice. Like I said, the last couple of issues, I was like, I'm done. Too much talking, too much this.
And speaking of Bendis, real quick, what's with the heat on Naomi? Like, why? I haven't read it.
I personally think it's fabricated, in my opinion, because it's not that great of a book. He's doing, and I've been saying this for a while, he's doing something with Superman. What I've been saying, he's trying to do something with ethnic character, you know what I mean? With somebody else than a traditional character.
Are you saying that Naomi might be Superman's love child?
No, it's not. But I mean, I remember from the storyline that on the action where you had that new villain that he's because it's magic.
Right.
They pushed Lois out of the way. They got, Jonathan off and Spencer. I thought there might be like a offbeat romance between Superman and but no, they're just literally, they're doing the same thing without touching the Superman. The only thing they're using is his origin, his mytho. Basically, alien coming from space, gets adopted. There's some minor tweaks here and there, but basically, they're creating a new superhero for this generation, but they're using the old formula. But I personally, I try reading it, it's just the dialogue is so childish. I mean, grown-ups, I don't know any grown-up that talks like that. I got a few Marvels. Again, we all talk about Conan, that number 6, No Road Home, is a pretty hot book, and I was like, how are they going to make Conan work in the Marvel MCU? brother, I'm loving this. Like, it works. I mean, you got Conan acting like Conan. You got these guys. You got Hercules in there. It's working. I think Savage Avengers is going to be if people don't jump on it, they might miss the boat.
Right. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun
read,
concept.
and it's a fun read. It's actually a really solid read. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It works.
Absolutely.
Like to paraphrase Scarlet Witch and Vision from the movie. I think no, it works. Yeah, it really works. Yeah. It works. Captain America is really, really good. It's a solid book. He's given us Cap behind bars. The whole Secret Empire. Everybody's after him. He doesn't have the shield right now. It's almost in a parallel with him in the movies not having the shield.
Yeah.
Great Alex Ross covers.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, great Alex Ross.
We are lucky right now we're basically getting an Alex Ross cover every week.
Dude,
and it's
beautiful.
Not an incentive cover. It's
it's an open cover, and they're beautiful, And then talking about Alex Ross. Immortal Hulk 16 comes out this week. I don't know. What else am I going to say about that book? If you're not reading it, the Al Ewing Express just passed you by because that number 2's $100 growing. All the back issues, they keep selling out. You got reprints on top of reprints that are selling out. You got a reprint for issue 16 that came out, for 15, I think. One of the issues, what comes out this week?
No reprints this week.
No, but Immortal 16. But they're doing a reprint for one of the issues that just shipped and sold out instantly, and they're doing it with the variant. For every 25, you get a variant, and I think the reprint cover is the classic Hulk holding the Steranko cover. I think it is. So man, they're killing it with this book, whether it's story or covers or second prints. Immortal Hulk is a book that I think everybody should read. It's phenomenal. Trades at this point, because unless you want to spend the money, and it's tough to come by. Punisher number 10. I love Rosenberg.
I mean, you've been talking up this book now for weeks.
Between his Punisher and his Uncanny X-Men, and if you're not reading Uncanny X-Men, that's another book you should be reading. It literally, I know this kid was a big Claremont fan growing up. I mean, you can tell from the way he's writing Cyclops, the way he's writing Wolverine, the way he's writing the concept of an X-Men team, everything. And the last issue, they're at the bar, they rescued, they formed their little X-Men group. Who walks in? Captain America. Scott, we have to have a talk. I mean, it's freaking, I'm like, oh shit, I got chills reading that,
And I like that they're bringing that back.
It's solid.
That
X-Men.
run where Cyclops goes rogue, which is what, 8-9 years ago now?
Yeah, that was the whole...
And Captain America was trying to take him down.
It all started with Bendis doing, decomposing, the team, whatever. But again, and on top of it all, they're running ads for Hickman. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And
he's got a new logo, too, coming out.
But I think they're going to let him run wild with the X-Men books. I mean, I've been told this a while back. I mean, we haven't heard anything, but if Hickman's coming to Marvel and he's coming to Uncanny X-Men after the whole age of X-Men,
right?
Which this is what seems to be leading to. You got Age of X-Men. I said something's gonna come out of this book. Something's gonna come out of it. Yeah, it's gonna come up with a new foundation and Hickman at the helm. And I mean, enough said right there. To paraphrase Stan the Man, enough said. I mean, it's going to be insane.
With Hickman, if you guys haven't checked out his Secret Avengers run, like that for me was awesome.
And again,
amazing.
I mean, the Infinity, an Endgame, I mean, when people are going to see this movie, they're going to be reminded of the Hickman run on New Avengers. That's, I mean, I would recommend people to start looking for those new the Hickman Avengers run, the Infinity run that he did, because that's what they're pulling a lot of the material on this movie. And then going back to Major X, new character from Liefeld. Can't say much. I mean, you literally pick it up. I mean, look at Deadpool. Look at X-Men, New Mutants 98.
I mean, it's also playing on like the nostalgia for all the '90s fanboys like myself. Like Rob Liefeld was a major part of my young comic book.
He was a rebel.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a rebel. And I know Rob. I see him every so often. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and really cool guy. And
well, it's a number one featuring a first appearance, which is rare nowadays.
It is.
And it's part of the X universe as well.
So don't miss the boat on that one.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna ship sold out. I'll tell you this right now.
Surprised,
And then the one big book for me this week is going to be War of the Realms.
Yeah, tell me about that. I see there's like 855 billion covers on it. Just from Marvel alone, not no store exclusives, just from Marvel. The list of covers is insane.
Look, it's a #1. It's a big event. What I'm guessing is you're going to see out of this storyline is the return of Mjolnir.
Okay.
So by the end of the storyline, Thor's going to have Mjolnir back. I recommend going back to the Jane Foster run and start looking at those books, because they're going to play something from that, and especially since she had Mjolnir, and the end of the storyline where she went up against Mangog, where the only way to defeat Mangog was Mjolnir. They chained, he took him out into the sun and exploded. And as is, you see remnants, Thor holding pieces of Mjolnir, and something, I think, you're going to get some other things out of it, some new stories, new characters. There's a character launching in a few months from a Filipino character, Wave. They're advertising that. There's a lot of things going to happen out of War of Realms, but I think, for me as a fan, I'm already goosebumping the fact that that Thor's going to have Mjolnir back, and it's going to be a knowing Jason Aaron, it's going to be like, oh, you're going to drill for this. So watch out for that book. But those are my picks for at least what I'm going to look forward to reading this week.
Okay. This week for me in variants, not a lot of books. I try to keep them low. But DC, I only have one book. This is a Deathstroke #42. It's a Matina variant. He's back doing variants again.
Matina.
Deathstroke. Yeah. I mean, it's nice stuff. That Spawn book he did last week is doing decently well.
Dude.
And it's a beautiful cover.
I think watch out for his earlier Spawns, because people are just picking up on his Spawn stuff with the last 2-3 issues, but he's been doing them for a minute.
Right, exactly.
So, good luck with those.
So check that out. Marvel, I got 3 books. Deadpool #11, the Asgardian variant. I just think it's an amazing Deadpool. Deadpool on a unicorn Pegasus, It's a pink background. It's just it stands out. It's an interesting cover. It's fun. Then we got Hulk #16. It's a 1 in 100 Bennett. It's going for $150 on Midtown. So this is an expensive variant, but a lot of people are looking into this book. So I'm assuming something major is going to happen.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
A lot of people are talking about this. Like, they're buying this variant. So if you run into that store where your owner decides he wants to sell it for $75 or even $100, give him the money and take that book.
Fucking skip your cell phone bill, go without it for a day or two. Get your internet cleansing from the internet, but get that book, because you're gonna miss the boat.
And a little tip I'll give you guys: there's some sites out here that will give spoilers before you go to the store that day to pick up your books. If you got a chance to see what happens in the book so that you can confirm something major happens in it, that's even more reason to pick it up. But it's also a beautiful cover as well, as you can see.
Dude, that book is everything about Immortal Hulk. It's just
it's a hot
ching.
And then finally we got Agent X #1. There's a 1 in 25 Whilce Portacio variant. If you guys were a big 90s fan, Whilce Portacio. He did a lot of covers in the X universe. This is a first appearance as well, so this one's going to be, the print one's going to be smaller on this than the A cover, obviously. And
it's going to be interesting to see what the print run on Major X is going to be.
Right, exactly.
I mean, because the prices matter on the print run too, and I mean, as much as we love Liefeld, he's literally like one side or the other. I mean, fans are so
it's polarizing
torn.
for sure. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting and even retailers. That's the worst thing. Retailers are the ones that are, so a lot of guys won't order the book just because they don't like one guy. So it's going to be interesting to see the printer, because the printer on that's going to affect the printer on the variant.
Absolutely. So the reason why I picked that is it's a first appearance, and if this character has legs, this is the one you're going to want, because it's going to be the lower print run.
Look, Deadpool popped in the movie. Now this is a Marvel own, not a Fox character. Marvel has whatever movie rights they have.
Exactly.
So you're going to see him on the screen at some point.
If he's cool.
You're going to see him at the screen at some point. So grab a copy.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for watching. You know the drill. Smash that like button, subscribe, leave comments, let us know what you think. Leave comments, guys. Kat was running into people at WonderCon saying they watch the show, but no feedback on the actual video.
Everybody likes the show. Everybody I talk to likes the show, but let us know.
And share the videos, guys. Share the videos.
Share the wealth. If you really like our opinion and what we talk about, let other people know. It's our opinion. It's not. We're not guiding you in the wrong way. At least I don't think we are.
I think we've been doing pretty good so far.
Right, but
we'll
anyway,
recap soon, but
make sure you guys pick up books. Summer's coming. You know, get out there, support your local comic book store, support print. Keep going.
and we'll see you next time.